This is Leaf Life. All things cannabis for all people. Now, Ricker and the Bearded Lorax.
We publish a free magazine called The Leaf, and it's available in print in 14 states at your local cannabis retailer and also available online. Get it at leafmagazines.com. I'm Mike Ricker, your host of Leaf Life and co-owner with my co-host of the Leaf magazines, Wes Abney, also known as the Bearded Lorax.
I speak for the trees.
And of course, there's AJOG.
Hola, aloha, OGs.
And Mary J. White.
Baked with love.
Welcome to the second half of this Leaf Life show called Frequency Healing. In just a moment, we'll get into how vibrations and sound, including sound baths, can be real medicine. And we'll spin AJ's wheel to see what products Don Torres, who's a Reiki master, yoga teacher, and sound healer. This show's Greg the Guinea Pig is going to be handed off to AJ for the pinch hitter next. But first, it's time for Not For Nothing.
Well, not for nothing. I couldn't help but think it's not for nothing.
This has absolutely nothing to do with cannabis. We've been doing these little roundhouse of games here for a long time, Mary. You're getting really good at it, by the way.
Thanks, man.
Sure. And you're looking hot pink today.
You like the pink. I love the pink.
The hot pink?
Yeah, I'm a big fan. You know what else I was thinking of when I saw this? I was thinking of you, Ricker.
Really?
Yes. Because
I don't know what that means.
recently...
Means I'm excited.
Recently, in Florida, guess what happened? The first ever...
Someone tied their elephant to a pole. Parking meter. Never mind.
Okay. It was the first ever Florida Man Games.
Oh,
okay.
shit.
Oh, my God.
I saw that.
Yeah. It was held in St. Augustine. They had really cool events like the mullet contest.
Oh, my
gosh. Of course, right?
Yeah.
A weaponized pool noodle mud duel. Pool noodles in the mud, okay. And then Florida sumo contest.
Pool noodles in the mud?
Pool noodle
Mud duel.
God.
Yeah, can you see it?
That's the thing of my childhood dream.
Yes. And then and then their Florida sumo was just trying to spill each other's beer. Anyway, so what I loved about this was hundreds of people spent $55 for a ticket to watch this crazy shit. They made over $5,000 on this thing, and wait for the celebrity guests. Oh my God. They included American Gladiators, Dan Nitro Clark and Lori Ice Fetrick. We love them. And also TikTok star Gitswix. He was the host. Gitswix.
It's a big draw.
Whatever that is. Anyway, Florida Man, tune in next year.
Another good prize would have been pronounce the host's name.
They didn't have a name.
what?
It was just Gitwix.
Gotcha.
It's his TikTok handle, man.
Thank you, Mary. That has nothing to do with cannabis and everything to do with the show.
Yes.
Because I'm from Florida.
Yeah, you are, and we know it, baby.
Well, grew up there. AJ, spin that wheel. See what you're going to be hitting
All
next.
right, let's go, you guys. Okay, let's see here. So we got another Airo Pod Delight.
Yay.
This
These are
one's coming
nice.
to us from Jetty Farms. And look at the different colors. So that's pretty cool. I like that you can accessorize with them.
Matches our new tapestries.
I actually like that about products when you can have like different ones you grab for different outfits. Anyways, this is ice cream cake, and we've got a live rosin right here coming from Jetty. This is a California grower. I think this is gonna be fire.
Ice cream cake is one of my favorites.
So Harmony's partner in California is Jetty. So Jetty provides all the oil for the Harmony. Did I say Harmony?
Yes.
Airo. I'm getting confused.
Aeropod. So,
The Aeropod.
Wow.
Good, huh?
Wow.
Taste. Jetty's one of the most well-known names in California cannabis.
Yes, Jetty is one of the most well-known names, and that is some bomb live rosin, you guys.
Hey,
You got
hey.
to get out there and try this. Wow.
All right.
Let's see what that looks like. Ooh.
Looks
Look at it.
gorgeous.
It's very beautiful.
It's beautiful.
That battery matches our new tapestries. You see that, Wes? Brand new tapestries. Got a new look. If you're out there in Leaf Life fan land,
Check
please
us out on YouTube.
Leaf Life Podcast V2. All right. Well, thank you so much for getting stoned, AJ, and laying on the barbed wire, taking the grenade for the team
that for me.
Sorry
as
about
our
that.
pinch hitter. As we talk about vibrations and sound. Now, this is what we're all excited about is sound bathing, right? I have a sound bowl myself that Wes bequeathed upon me for my birthday last year with Kelsey Lorax, his girlfriend. It was the greatest gift I've ever received, Wesley, for a birthday. And well, I did get a slingshot on my 11th birthday, which was pretty sick.
That's pretty cool. That's a good gift.
Yeah. Dad, sorry, but you got surpassed. You got usurped by the bearded Lorax, by the sound bowl. But, I use that thing almost every day.
you?
I leave it on my coffee table, and sometimes I feel really angry in life because Wes and I run the Leaf.
And that's all you need to say.
Got it. Lots of stuck energy.
And, sometimes to center myself and get grounded, I will spin that thing for 5 or 10 minutes and piss off the neighbors because there's this coming out of it. Like, is your TV on? I don't own a television, actually. I would rather spin the sound bowl because I don't know why, right? But we're all made of water. And we talked about on a previous show, if you put sand on like a drum head and of certain vibrations, good vibrations will give it beautiful shapes. It'll fall into place, and negative ones will give it very, disorganized shapes. So sound has a real effect on us physically, which then I think perpetuates positive spirituality.
Oh, that's good.
Agreed.
Thanks, Mary.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Well, I
Even a blind squirrel finds a nut sometimes.
Well, and just, to feed off of that, I had a sound bath with my girl and a couple of the other ladies recently, and I had never done the whole thing, laying down with all the different
gongs
bowls.
and all the things. Yeah.
I was different afterwards in the best way. I shouldn't have been driving though, because I was kind of I was in the universe,
vibration high. Yeah.
It's glorious.
Oh, yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
It's like an internal massage almost. Now, there's this place down at Joshua Tree in California called the Integratron.
Yes.
I reached out to them recently because I want to do a story on them.
Yeah.
They responded, no, thank you.
They're too busy anymore.
Huh?
They're too busy anymore. I don't know if that's what they told you.
They're very busy,
yeah.
and they said they have a media company, multiple media companies every week reach out, and I guess they just don't want to take that approach to marketing or whatever. And I'm like, well, that sucks because I wanted to come do a story on it.
Yeah.
I could still anyways, but who wants to do a story on somebody who doesn't want a story on them?
Yeah.
So I'm going to
Bad
pass.
vibrations.
For sure.
But also it could be overwhelming for them.
But
to have that many people come.
I lost my train of thought.
Integratron.
Integratron.
Is it a
But I've been
it's a
there.
big dome in the desert.
Yeah. So back in the
Incredible.
40s, a man was told by UFOs, he claims, to build this thing, and it was funded by Howard Hughes, who was the aviator, one of the wealthiest men in the world. And they built it, and it's perfect sound. It's all wood inside. It's oval shaped, and it kind of looks like a spaceship. Yeah. But I went for a sound bath. Have you been?
No, I'm going. That's this summer, actually.
And the reason I bring up this elongated story is because when you're in there and you're getting, there's like 20 bowls of every musical note.
Right.
There's low, there's high, and it all creates a cacophony of orchestration.
Right.
And as you're lying there with your eyes closed, that vibration, as it resonates through the entire interior and bounces off of that perfect sound, it moves through your body.
Oh, yeah.
And you feel like you're getting an internal massage, literally, and you feel euphoric, as if you're on a drug of some sort, but you're not. You're feeling this overwhelming influx of vibrations just turning every cell in your body on.
It's incredible, right? The way I look at it is when you talk about like a spiritual thing, to me, it's like when we're at our optimum, like when we are, it's like a state of bliss. And you could have that, you could have it having an orgasm, you could have it climbing a mountain.
Everyone here's done that, right?
Yes.
Okay,
hopefully we all have. But it's those moments where, again, there's no resistance to anything. We're just vibrating at this frequency of love or peace, complete harmony. Like David Hawkins' book, Power versus Force. I don't know if you have that read that book, but where he talks about the vibration of feelings and emotions. But anyway, when we're in that state of just like nothing's wrong, no resistance, that's that. Like you're just washed, every cell being washed with that high frequency, which is where we're supposed to be, but getting it all turned on, especially if somebody walks in and they've been low and then they to that, like the contrast of how amazing that feels. And then there's the feel good of it. And then there's the little physical. You asked about medical. I just did a group sound bath about a week ago, and a woman messaged me after and said, she goes, I've been having these heart palpitations. And she said, I haven't been sure what's going on, hadn't gone to the doctor. She said the whole week after the sound bath, gone. Then it started slowly coming back. So she went to the doctor, and I don't remember the name of the condition that she's got, but she's coming to see me privately this week. But I get so many stories like that. And so it's getting, to get that heart frequency back in alignment with her. But I hear every kind of crazy thing. So literally there's just the feel goodness, which who doesn't want to just leave feeling amazing and buzzing high like that? But to go, wow, if something's off in my body, if there's an illness or something, the frequency has to be off there, right? It can't be. Whether if a bone's broken, something's not right there. And you could use sound to help that heal faster. It's just like everything else.
It's about flow, right?
Yeah.
Also, like anatomically, like the atoms are responding like 100%. And like you mentioned that sometimes that it's comparable to being on drugs, like a type of high after one of these experiences. Well, the body is actually doing that. It's releasing dopamines and serotonin, and like it's balancing out a lot of these hormonal things that are depleted by dealing with stress,
100%.
These levels. And also it's amazing how it just starts to restructure the DNA, the literal structure of our DNA. I think, because we're mostly water and water's so responsive to frequency.
Sending it all through our systems. And like you said, feeling all of that is like, I don't know if you felt this. Often people will say, they'll be laying there and they'll say afterwards, they'll say, my hands were vibrating, my arms were vibrating. Almost like if you do good breath work, similar. And it's almost always that first, because the energy of the heart, we know, comes down through arms and hands. And so it's interesting because this is where our largest electromagnetic frequency comes out from the heart, the biggest and widest, that's the thing that feels it the first and starts really buzzing. So I love hearing that stuff.
And when we talk about vibrations and sound, like Buddhist monks will chant, and that's creating a vibration. That's a vibration, right?
Well, the yogis believe it was the first vibration, that everything came from Om. And literally even the frequency of Om is supposed to be chanted A-U-M, and the A is like at the root or the base, and the U is up through here, and then the Om is like supposed to be up and out. So really, if you chant it, it's like the circle of completion, like beginning, sustaining, and then ending. And like everything's doing that all the time, right? So it's 100% like that's where that comes from. Like all mantra comes eventually from Om.
In closing, can you give like any inspirational guidance to our listeners? And just because look, you're like a glowing woman of absolute beauty who's very naturally beautiful. You've got 4 children.
Yes, I do.
You're always happy and smiling and giddy. I want some of that. You know what I mean? It's like, please help.
Come on over for the sound bath after.
I'm down.
Gosh, hard to narrow anything down. I honestly, for me, a lifetime, it's been 25 years plus studying energy and then sound. And I think it's all about finding your happy, like cliche, find your bliss. And like you said, the world is busy and crazy. And for me, it's the more I learn to turn towards what brings me joy, what lights me up, and not towards the things that don't. So for you, like you said, light or heavy, for me, it's like just really listening to my yeses and nos. And when you're younger, you do so much because you think you have to, you should. I'll be judged if I don't. And then when you get to a place where you just don't care, like it's hard to not really be happy. And then being exposed to like all of this, like, I'm in nature all the time anymore. I'm around really great people who are also vibrating really high. And so it's all of that to me. It's like if everything I do, like I feel like anymore, the way I look at life is like my biggest responsibility is to be in charge of my frequency. My biggest responsibility, and that's every choice I make. Does that feel good or does that not? And if it doesn't, go the other way.
That is like so
smart.
powerful. Like in
Yeah.
our Hawaiian culture, we have it's called your kuleana, and it's like your responsibility because you possess mana, and mana is your energy.
Yeah.
Yes,
I love
I
that.
think that's like really powerful. So thank you
that.
for bringing it back there
Yeah,
because
no, thank you.
yeah.
Well, because ultimately, like, who else is going to decide any of it, right? Nobody else. And if I just can only speak for myself, but for every moment that I waited for somebody else to make a choice for me, or they didn't make me happy, or that didn't go my way, and then the resistance also of going, sometimes things are going to go away. We don't like whatever, and the quicker we can whatever it, and just like, oh well, I can't change it now. I can't, and from the simplest things, like the person flipping you off on the freeway, like, hey, sorry you're having a bad day.
Yeah.
Off to my hike. Instead of
It's perception.
back.
Perception is
Yeah.
everything. You have the choice to turn every negative into a positive. And now it's time for you to play Who Said What?
Oh God, the games.
Just to clarify,
Okay.
who said that? Let's find out. Who said what?
That's what he said.
We got to break up the seriousness, man.
Okay, man.
All right,
I
let's
like
laugh.
so-
Me too.
So
Let's
heavy
go deep.
and light and heavy and light and heavy and light. Let's go somewhere in the middle.
so much wisdom.
All right.
We love wisdom.
Oh, that's so fun to talk about that. We could do 3 hours.
Yeah.
I want to do a sound bath, man.
It's open. Next time, let me know.
Well, I live in California. So.
It's not far. Are you kidding me?
What's open?
A sound bath. We just make a space
Everywhere.
for it. Make it
Well, I do
happen.
one every day.
Go.
almost,
Let's do a
so.
leaf.
What am I
Let's do a
saying?
leaf sound bath. You guys,
Let's
our
go,
team.
AJ.
I would do it.
Our team needs a leaf
I
sound
would
bath.
do
Please. Can we bring the crew together and like let the lady do
Let
her
me
work?
know.
That would be sick.
Let me know. I'll
All
do
right,
it.
who
Okay.
said what? I'm going to give you a quote, and you have to tell me which celebrity said it. The 3 celebrities are Robin Williams,
Okay.
Jerry Seinfeld, and Will Ferrell.
Okay.
All right? Well, comedians. All right. Number 1, Robin Williams, Jerry Seinfeld, Will Ferrell. Number 1, why do they call it rush hour when nothing moves?
This makes no sense. Robin Williams.
Correct.
Really?
Good job.
Good job.
You are harmonized, girl.
That's right.
An alignment.
Let the-
well,
let
we'll
the
see. What's
actions come
next?
Ooh. Number 2,
Okay.
before you marry a person, you should first make them use a computer with slow internet to see who they really are.
Oh, that's good.
Will Ferrell.
She's correct.
Oh my God. Look at you. Damn.
Nice
And
job.
number 3, there is no such thing as fun for the whole family.
So I assume it's Jerry.
That's Jerry Seinfeld.
Yay! Good job, girl.
So my buddy is
You're a winner
an
all the way.
estate manager in the Hamptons.
Yeah.
My best friend that I grew up with in
Nice.
Florida.
Yeah.
And the family that he oversees the property for lives next to Jerry Seinfeld. He says every once in a while he'll hear over the hedgerow, "You don't say."
I love that.
It's a true story.
Still like to watch some Jerry
He's like,
reruns,
wow.
Seinfeld
High
reruns
five.
now
You got
and
them
then.
all right. Yes. Women.
High vibrations.
Women are wise, y'all.
Don, where can we find you on social media?
On social media, you can find me at Dakini Healing. It's DAKINI, Dakini Healing. And the same thing, my website, dakinihealing.com. All the events and trips and retreats and the things I like to do.
It's
Those
so fun to
things
have
make
you
me
on the
happy.
Leaf Life podcast. Thank you.
Thanks so much. so good
Appreciate
to see
you.
all of
Yay,
y'all
thank
again.
you.
All right,
Thank
Wes,
you.
next week, arcade games.
Ooh, going to the 80s.
Oh, okay.
Okay, Mary?
Yeah. I just never.
Mary?
Huh?
You're Miss Pac-Man.
Mary?
What?
I'll be Mr. Pac-Man.
Oh, okay.
Mary?
We'll chase each other around and dodge ghosts.
We have a new segment
Mary?
called Mary.
I've never been to an arcade.
Mary?
I don't know what that is.
We're going back to the future.
Okay, baby. I'm with you. I'm with you.
Download this and all Leaf Life episodes at leafmagazines.com. And please subscribe on YouTube at Leaf Life Podcast V2. Now get ready for another episode of Stony Baloney, which is also available at leafmagazines.com. Roads? Where we're going, we don't need roads. And please be kind to animals.
Your hosts for Leaf Life are Mike Ricker and Wes Abney. Leaf Life is produced by Mike Daly. Some of the music heard is provided by purple-planet.com. Every bit of cannabis you use is female, so please respect the ladies. Leaf Life is brought to you by Leaf Nation, featuring Alaska Leaf, Oregon Leaf, Northwest Leaf, Maryland Leaf, Amsterdam Leaf, and California Leaf. On the shelf now in your local retailer. Now, please stay tuned for this week's edition of Stony Baloney by Mike Ricker.
Stony Baloney by Mike Ricker.
You are a narcissist. People tell me this sometimes. But am I a narcissist or just eager to be recognized? A little of both, methinks. Aren't we all guilty of wanting attention at some level? I mean, at what point are you self-absorbed or just looking to feel relevant in this glorious human experience of lightning strikes and rolling stones? Because let's be honest, every one of us from an instinctual level is looking out for numero uno as much as any other living organism. And some of you would argue that you always put your child before yourself. But if that's really the best means for your DNA reaching the next millennium, then why does the flight attendant instruct you to put your life vest on first? Because the kid ain't gonna make it without its mama. I get it. Drawing too much attention to yourself can always be a means for criticism in this environment of acceptance where all people are welcome to share the stage equally. But all people aren't equal, physically or mentally. Just like weed. And I'm not claiming that I or my country, race, religion, gender, etc. is better than any other person or living thing on the planet. Just that it seems silly that we should consider ourselves the same. In kindergarten, they told us we are all unique in our own special way, like a snowflake. Right about the same time they told us how to dress, which god to worship, and which football team to root for. Contradictions are everywhere. I understand that global equality is basically in reference to civil rights, which I'm down with. And I believe we all deserve the same opportunities. And I believe in mixing flour with edibles, with dabs. So, am I still a narcissist? Or am I an alchemist?
Stony Baloney. Some of the wardrobe, including Ricker Wes's sick lids, is provided by Grassroots California. Check out the dopeness at grassrootscalifornia.com.
These products have intoxicating effects and may be habit-forming.
Marijuana can impair concentration, coordination, and judgment.
Do not operate a vehicle or machinery under the influence of this drug.
There may be health risks associated with consumption of these products.
For use by adults 21 and older.
Keep out of the reach of children.